Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today, and today we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets potentially signing Eric Gordon, who was their 2016-17 Sixth Man of the Year award winner for the Houston Rockets and spent 7 seasons with the Rockets. You know, it's very funny. When the Rockets were going into rebuild and Gordon was on the roster, I wanted him gone so bad. I loved Eric Gordon. I didn't have any problems with him, but you knew the team was going in that direction of rebuild, and I wanted Gordon gone so bad. Because you wanted the Rockets to get some worth back for him. And ever since he's left, and the Rockets slowly started to become a winning team again. Like he gets traded during the trade deadline of the 2022-23 season. Then going into the offseason that year, the Rockets bringing in Udoka. They are a 41-41 when they're a 41-41 team. And that 2022-23 offseason where the Rockets signed Fred and Dillon, I wasn't really thinking about Eric Gordon coming back. But last year, when the Rockets, you knew we're going to the next level. All right, what's the goal next season after being 41-41? It's playoffs. You need to get in the playoffs. And one thing I thought the Rockets needed the most was adding in a three-point shooter or two. And that's something I was very disappointed in last offseason the Rockets didn't do. Sure, they made some re-signings. Aaron Holiday, I believe, was a free agent last year, and they brought him back. They made some small moves last free agency, but it was nothing big. And they didn't bring any other outside talent to help the 3-point shooting. That was something that disappointed me. They didn't do it in free agency, and they didn't do it at the trade deadline. Now, I know they're making the proper changes now, which is great. But, Eric Gordon was a guy I was really looking at the offseason. I wanted the Rockets last offseason to bring him in. And it's funny, wanted him bad, so gone when he was here. But that was all because of the fact that this was a losing team, and there was no point of him being on a losing roster when he can go and win somewhere and get a chance to win an NBA championship for the first time in his career. But now that this Rockets team is winning again, and they are in the winning mode, which is something they were in most of Gordon's time in Houston, or a good chunk of Gordon's time in Houston, want him back. And the Rockets could use more three-point shooting. Gordon just declined his, and that's where this discussion starts. Gordon just declined his $3.4 million player option. The Rockets are in more need of three-point shooting. I know they added Durant. But they also got rid of Brooks, who was a great three-point shooter, and Jalen Green was a solid three-point shooter for the Rockets in the regular season as well. So they need another one or two three-point shooters to add in next to Durant, I believe. And Gordon is a terrific three-point shooter, and that could help. He averaged 7 points per game. Yeah, you can look at that. But the 3-point the Rockets aren't bringing him to score. You have Kevin Durant, Alperen Sengun, Men Thompson, Fred VanVleet. You're bringing him to shoot the ball. That's something he did for you for 7 seasons. He was that shooter and such a good 3-point shooter. I'd love to see the Rockets bring him back. Another guy I think the thing I'd love to see the Rockets add in this offseason is 2 things. We've heard about Dorian Finney-Smith. That's one guy we've heard about is Dorian Finney-Smith. And then potentially a shooting guard. I'd love to see the Rockets bring in a shooting guard like Eric Gordon and Gary Trent Jr. and then sign Dorian Finney-Smith. That is my dream free agency for the Houston Rockets, is either bring back Eric Gordon and sign Dorian Finney-Smith, or bring in Gary Trent Jr. And Dorian Finney-Smith. But Gordon this season, shot almost 40% from 3, and so it's something that I'd love to see back with the Rockets. He shot this year, not almost 41% for 3 for Gordon this year, 37% in his career. For the Rockets in his 7 seasons with the Rockets, he shot 36% from 3. So, let me know your thoughts on the Houston Rockets since you're bringing Gordon back in the comment section, and peace out, go Rockets.